Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Tasha Nicole here, and I am back to do another book review for you guys. Today, I'm going to do a book review on the most confusing, all over the place, psychological thriller I have ever read in my entire life. I'm going to do a review on Sleepless by Romy Hausmann. This book, you know what, I'm going to say the review for a little later, but I'm definitely going to talk about Sleepless by Romy Hausmann. I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion about this book. One day, me and my boyfriend, we were at Barnes & Noble, and, you know, someone at the counter, they kind of said, hey, you know, this book is, you know, buy one, get 50% off, you know, and I was like, okay. He was like, well, are you into psychological thrillers and all kinds of stuff? I'm like, yeah. So he was like, okay, well, you know, maybe you'll like this book. I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. Yo, this book is so confusing, and I'm going to get into it a little bit more. But if you guys enjoyed this book review, please comment, rate, and subscribe to my channel. All right, let's get into the video. All right, y'all. Again, I'm doing a book review on Sleepless by Romy Hausmann. So this is how my book reviews work. I tell you guys the pros and cons, my honest opinion without spoiling the book, and give you my honest rating on the book. So it's from a scale from basically from 0 to 10 pretty much. So I'll just give you my honest opinion about it. So Romy Hausmann, this is the second book from her, Sleepless, and her first book is called Dear Child. And all I'm gonna say is that apparently a lot of people prefer her first book over her second book. I really see where she was going with it, but hey, I'm just gonna give you a brief summary about what's going on in the book. And one thing I would like to mention in this book is that Romy Hausmann, she is a German author. So if you do get this book and you read it, you will see some of that foreign vernacular, which I don't mind. Me personally, I don't mind it. And also the story, some of the events in the story takes place in Poland, and some events takes place in Berlin. So I just wanted to add that in there. Alright, so these are my little notes right here. So, alright, let's get into it. The book focuses on the protagonist. Her name is Nadja, and at the age of 15, she was charged of a terrible crime that she so-called committed. I'm not going to tell you what the crime was because I want you guys to figure that out on your own. But even though Nadja remained her innocence, she was still sent to jail, and at the age of 22, she's out now, and she just want to start over with her life. So she got her own little apartment, and she got a decent job as a legal assistant at this law firm. So at this law firm, she makes one friend. You know, her name is Laura. Laura comes to Nadja one day, and she is just like, oh my God, like she just don't know what to do, you know, with herself. So Laura confesses of killing a man. Despite Nadja's traumatic past, Nadja agrees to help Laura get rid of the body. Unfortunately, Nadja gets caught up in the game, in which could be difficult to find a way out. Now, in the beginning of the video, I told you guys that this book is confusing and it's all over the place. I kind of see what Romy was going with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just seemed like she grabbed the middle of the book, put in the beginning, grab the beginning of the book, put it in the middle, put a little bit going towards the end. It's just like all over the place. So the story is basically told in two narratives. You have Nadja, who is the first person narrative, and then you have third person. And it's a story in there that talks about a girl named Nelly. Now Nelly, she worked at her family's inn, and she had an affair with a married man. And that all just went left one day when Nelly was found dead in the woods, and Paul, the guy that she was having an affair with, he was somewhat connected to her murder. Alright, y'all, I'm going to start with the pros and cons, but I'm going to start off with the cons first. The first con I got on my list right here is the book was all over the place. It really was. Like I said, it just seemed like she took like the middle of the story, put it in the beginning, put the beginning in the middle and the end, and like it's just like all over the place. But going towards the end of the book, I must say that it all comes together and it does make sense. The second con, like, oh, well, that's kind of goes with the first one. I said it's not in chronological order. Okay, so it would be some parts of the book where I will be reading it from this year, and then it kind of transition in a weird way to her childhood, Nadja's childhood, and then they'll go back to the present day, and I'll be like, oh my god, I thought I was reading about her childhood, but now I'm reading about the present day, like what's going on, you know? Honestly, in my opinion, I probably would not recommend this book for beginners, and the reason why I say this is because as you're a beginner reading thriller, mystery books, you kind of want to start off with something, I don't want to say easy, but you want to start off something that may be easier for you, you know? And I just think that since this book is all over the place, it would kind of catch the reader off guard. Unless you are one of those people that kind of can put things together. That's cool, fine, whatever, you know. I feel like some parts of the book was not needed. I was reading some parts and I was like, why is this part in the book? You know, I just feel like it wasn't needed. You know, that's just how I feel. The last con I got on here is that I didn't care too much for the event transition. And I said that because, you know, it goes back to me saying earlier how it seemed like I was reading her childhood, and then it's just somehow transitioned into present day. And I just feel like that was kind of like, you know, that kind of threw me off, you know. All right, y'all, so now we get to the pros of the book. So I like how the book goes straight to the suspense. I love when a good thriller and mystery book gets straight to the suspense, but obviously when it gets straight to the suspense, of course it's slowed down, and you can understand why it's slowed down, so that way you can kind of get like a background of what's really going on, and of course it eventually builds back up the suspense. There were quite a few plot twists in this book, which I like. There was some that were predictable though, I'm not gonna lie, but the one going towards the end, I was not expecting that. All I'm going to say is that I wish Nadja did not agree to help her friend Laura with hiding the body. Like, that was just, oh gosh. That part, when you get to the end of the book, you'll see what I'm talking about. I love how Romy Hausmann, she let us get in depth with the characters, you know. There really was the definition of psychological thriller in this book. You get to understand the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors of all the characters, which I like. And I do like her creativity, I'm not gonna lie. Even though I felt like the book was all over the place, the events was just not, you know, like giving what it's supposed to be gave, you know. But at the same time, I feel like Romy Hausmann, she made this book so confusing, the events all over the place, so that way the reader can try to put everything all together and try to figure out this psychological thriller ourselves. Well, I mean, you know, it's very creative. Very creative. Alright, so I'm going to share my honest rating of this book. And I'm going to rate this a 7 out of 10. The reason why I rate this a 7 out of 10, because I feel like this is not the worst psychological thriller in the world, and it's also not the best psychological thriller in the world. Like I said earlier, I felt like, you know, Romy Hausmann's creativity was to put this on paper, so that way readers can kind of put the pieces together themselves to make sense of the story. But I feel like it wasn't given what's supposed to be gave, honestly. But that's just how I feel. You got some people out here who really enjoyed this book and would give it a 10 out of 10. But me, honestly, I just didn't care too much for the mixed up events. And also I felt like there were some parts in the book that were just not needed. That's just honestly how I feel. So, yeah. But y'all, this is Sleepless by Romy Hausmann. You can get this book at Barnes & Noble. If you guys already read this book, without spoiling it, tell me guys below on the video what you think of this book. Alright guys, so that is it for today's book review, and I will be back to do more videos for you all. I am currently working on season 3 of Urban Legends of the Carolinas. So I think the season will come out, I want to say maybe late August or early September. But of course, I'm going to keep you guys updated of when season 3 of Urban Legends of the Carolinas will come out on my YouTube channel. Okay? So if you guys enjoyed this book review, please comment, rate, and subscribe to my channel. I love you guys so much. Take care. Bye.